Because of grace and mercy.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, it's the Christmas season, but you know, as it is said, this is a time to also think about those who are in need, those who are facing some kind of challenges and difficulties at this time. And now we'll be looking at our brothers and sisters in the Northeast. We are going to be talking about rebuilding the Northeast after all of this Boko Haram crisis. And to help us do that this morning, we have in our Abuja studio the Country Director, Social Welfare Network Initiative, Osaemeka Emmanuel, and Issa Gusau, who is
the spokesperson,
for the Borno State Government. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning.
Okay, so let me start with Issa. How far with the plans and efforts to rebuild Nigeria's Northeast?
Well, thankfully, Channels Television has a reporter in Maiduguri, and I know that your reporter has done a lot in terms of looking at what is on ground. The Borno State government is currently working in 15 local government areas. Rebuilding is at different levels. Bama, which is the worst affected, I think rebuilding is at 60 to 70% level. Most schools have been rebuilt. Hospitals are actually being rebuilt. Private homes are being rebuilt in Bama. So far, over 20,000 private homes have been rebuilt in Bama. And a lot of work is actually going on. IDPs are gradually returning to some of these communities, but like there would always be challenges. But we would say so far so good. Local government areas like Dikwa has been fully rebuilt with the support of the Victim Support Fund, and other places like Kaga local government area has also been rebuilt. Rebuilding is going on in Chibok, in Gala, in Mobar, in Kukawa, like I said, in 15 local government areas, and then a lot of progress, is taking place.
When you say a lot of progress is taking place, the rebuilding, is it just about the buildings that are going on, or are there other sides of it, psychological care and all of that?
Yeah, of course, it would not make sense to focus only on infrastructure. There's a lot on the humanitarian aspect of it. The Borno State government is lucky to have a lot of humanitarian partners, including my brother here. So much is going on. The governor is doing a lot in terms of a response from the Borno State government. The humanitarian actors like the WFP, the ICRC, the IOM, they are all helping. There's a lot of focus on building livelihoods now, instead of just giving IDPs food condiments. The focus now is getting them into agriculture, and like my brother here would confirm, and there was a bumper harvest, this year across a couple of local government areas. There was farming activity in Gala, there was in Damboa, there was in Goza, there was, in Kukawa, there was in Mongono, a couple of places there were farming activities. So the IDPs are beginning to build resilience, and that is the focus, because of the Boko Haram activities, there was a food gap created in Borno State. But their involvement in agriculture now the food gap is gradually being closed, and we hope that so much will be done. The International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, led by former President Obasanjo, donated some seeds. The WFP also brought in some seeds. So seeds are being provided. The Borno State government provided fertilizer to the farmers. There's a lot of technical support from the USAID and other development partners, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and then the resilience is actually being built.
Osaemeka, you work with the internally displaced persons. Would you say this rebuilding process is evident in their lives, especially within this season?
Thank you, Neota. Okay, I would say that we've come a long way, actually, but the journey is still very far. From where we were in 2015, 2016, 2017 is actually completely different. In 2015, 2016, we had issues of famine, going on as a result of lack of access, one, to the deep field locations where a lot of displaced persons were. Many of them were behind the enemy lines. Then, of course, much after the armed forces created some semblance of security, and of course with the presence of a lot of international humanitarian actors, and of course with the presence of UNHAS, UN Humanitarian Air Services, a lot of the interventions were able to get to these deep field locations. You talk about certain places where you don't have access except you have military convoy escorting you. But with the presence of UNHAS, you're able to make those one-day trips. Nutritious food also can be flown to these locations. And of course, while the military continued to do what they were doing, the humanitarian activity was also going on. And I could say that the scale-up activities that happened sometime in June 2016 dovetailed into a further scale-up in January 2017. And many of these activities were running side by side. You're talking about the in-kind food assistance and, of course, nutrition assistance to most vulnerable under 5 children, pregnant and lactating women, and a lot of them like that. We were able to mitigate a lot of these malnutrition-related issues. So a lot of the MAM cases were able to be mitigated. A lot of some cases were able to be taken care of, and a lot of children were also included in this program. So that gave us quite a lot of improvement as of today. If you look at the last IPC round, the Cadre Harmonise, you will discover that the result from the IPC 345 is completely different from this last one, which just came out in September. We have 50% improvement from what we used to have. Then, of course, Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations also provided some seeds and farm inputs to a lot of the IDPs. Then the military provided cover, and created what we call some green belts. For example, in Gusau is still very deep in the deep field within the Sambisa enclave. Still a tough place to be, but the military was able to provide a green belt where some farming activities took place, and during the rainy season, this 2017,